visitor comment section. And I just want to point out, just remember, myself and the council, we cannot make any comments back to you. You can't ask us any questions. Your comments will be heard, and then we'll move to the next part of the meeting. So the first person we have is CJ Grisham, and that'll be limited to 3 minutes. Anybody want to speak?
So, Mr. Mayor, my name is CJ Grisham. I'm a civil rights attorney specializing in the First and Second Amendment law as well as the Texas Open Meetings Act. The first thing that I came here for, or I didn't come here for, I just heard that a person can, and the city council can actually respond to citizen comments. What you cannot do is get into a debate. You can provide, if I have a question about a policy, they can answer a question about policy. If I have a question of fact, you can answer a question of fact. The Open Meetings Act is very clear about that under Chapter 551. In your packet here, there's a few papers I wanted y'all to see because I'm here in a representative capacity on behalf of one or more Thai city members, citizens. And I won't say who those people are, but just know that I am here in a representative capacity as their attorney to hopefully educate the city council on what it's doing wrong, and specifically you, Mr. Mayor, what you're doing wrong and the laws that you're violating. So I'm here to provide hopefully an education so that we can avoid litigation. That's my point. That's my purpose. I don't like to sue government, but when I have to, I love it. So the first one is 3902 under the Texas Penal Code. This is called abuse of official capacity. A public servant commits an offense if with the intent to obtain a benefit or with the intent to harm or defraud another, he intentionally or knowingly violates a law related to a public servant's office or employment. Just wanted to make you aware of that. 3903, official oppression under the Penal Code. By the way, that's a Class A misdemeanor. Official oppression, a public servant acting under color of his office or employment commits an offense if he, one, intentionally subjects another to mistreatment or to arrest, detention, search, seizure, dispossession, assessment, or lien that he knows is unlawful, or two, intentionally denies or impedes another in the exercise or enjoyment of any right, privilege, power, or immunity, knowing his conduct is unlawful. That's also a Class A misdemeanor, both of them punishable by up to a year in jail and a $4,000 fine. Next is federal law. That's another area that I love. 42 U.S. Code, Section 1983. This is a civil action for deprivation of rights. Any person, every person, doesn't matter if you're a mayor or not, under the color of any statute, ordinance, regulation, custom, or usage, causes to be subjected any citizen of the United States or other person within the jurisdiction thereof to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunities. I say that again, rights, privileges, or immunities secured by the Constitution and laws shall be liable to the party injured in an action at law. 18 United States Code 241, this is a felony. If two or more persons conspire to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district in the free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured them by the Constitution or laws of the United States, or because of his having exercised the same, shall be fined under this title, which is up to $10,000, or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both. Again, it's a felony. Section 51.002 of the Local Government Code. Ordinances or rules inconsistent with state law. As you know, of course, a general rule, city must follow state law. The governing body of a municipality may adopt, enforce, or maintain an ordinance or rule only if the ordinance or rule is consistent with the laws of the state. Now, why is that important? Well, I saw the video. I did an open records request. Chapter 551.127.
Okay, sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to, that's it, it's 8:11, that's 4 minutes.
I'd like
I
to
make a
request 2
motion.
extra minutes if I may.
That, anybody under the 3-minute rule, that is a suggestion, we have to allow him a reasonable time frame. I make a motion that we allow Mr. Grisham a reasonable time frame to make his statement.
I'll second.
We wish to hear you,
Continue
Mr.
on.
Grisham.
Section 551.127 of the Government Code. A member or employee of a governmental body may participate remotely in a meeting of a government body by means of a video conference call if the video and audio feed of the members or employees' participation is broadcast live at the meeting. That does not mean that the mayor gets to decide who gets to participate by meeting. It's that member or employee gets to decide. A member of a government body who participates in a meeting shall be counted as present at the meeting for all purposes. So if you've got a rule, Mr. Mayor, that violates that, you're in violation of the law, which is called official oppression and abuse of authority under color of law, both Class A misdemeanors, and under federal law, a felony. A meeting may be held via teleconference or video conference only if a quorum of the government body is physically present at one location. Now, as also part of my open records request, I saw that you filed several criminal charges for free speech. One of them was against because I asked for all police reports in the last 6 months that were filed by you, Mr. Mayor. So you had the police actually get involved because someone, quote, hurled insults at you and called you a dictator.
No.
By going to the, excuse me, no discussion.
I
By,
thought you said we could discuss.
if I ask you a question, yes, Mr. Mayor, but you can't debate me. And I haven't asked you a question yet.
He said hush.
And began hurling insults at him and calling him a dictator. Going to the police is exactly what a dictator would do, so you essentially proved that particular aspect. The mayor stated that, this person told him that if he were to drive by her house and come by, she would throw rocks at him. And, goes on to state that he wanted her to know that throwing rocks is a dangerous action would cause harm. You know or should know that the assault charge requires what's called imminent conduct. So you knew that that's just nothing but speech. I've got some case law here. Gonzalez v. Trevino. I've got several others in your in your packet there as well about the fact that speech is perfectly legal. You've got Henley v. State, DeWalt v. State, McGarity v. State, Hill v. State. Now, Hill v. State is more appropriate to this because threat's not imminent. This is a person in jail who threatened the city manager that he was going to, when he got out of jail, was going to find him and hunt him down and hurt him. The court found that threat's not imminent because they were conditioned on his release from jail at some future time and did not have the present ability to carry out the threats, are not imminent and does not meet the definition of assault. You knew very well that she said, if you come by my house, first of all. You've also filed charges against and by the way, the fact that you had someone else, Mr. Moore, the fact that you had someone else essentially try to support you on this effort in making statements to the police, that's where the conspiracy charge comes in. That's another felony. So really, the reason I'm here, Mr. Mayor, is I just wanted to put you and the city council on notice that I am watching, because the thing that I like to do is make sure that not only are citizens' rights protected, but that the people who run the cities, the people who manage and are supposed to be representing the people that you see in this audience, that they have competent representation. That they don't have to worry about if they say something, the mayor's gonna weaponize the police department. Let me read this to you as well, because I understand that you believe that the city attorney works for you. The city attorney does not work for you. The city attorney's client is the city, not the mayor, not the mayor pro tem, not a city council member. She does not represent the mayor, the manager, or even city council. According to the Texas Disciplinary Rules of Professional Conduct, the city attorney has one client and one client only, the city as a whole. While the city attorney may report to and accept certain directions from city officials, It is the city attorney's duty to act in the best interest of the city. So for the rest of you on city council, if you want to talk to your city attorney, you have every right to talk to your city attorney, and she has to speak to you. If she refuses to talk to you because she thinks that she doesn't have to talk to you, or because the mayor says she doesn't have to talk to you, file an ethics complaint with the Texas Bar, the Texas State Bar, for violation of the ethics rules. She works for the city. She doesn't work for anyone. She doesn't work for the secretary, she doesn't work for the chief. But if the secretary has a question, the secretary can go and ask her a question. If you, Mr. Childers, have a question, you can go and talk to her. She does not work for the mayor. The mayor does not run her. All of you have access to the mayor. Your lowliest garbage collector can go to the city attorney if he's got a problem or a question of law, because it works for all of them. All right, and then finally, what you put on the city website about Miss Blessing, you know, have you read this, sir? No? The Constitution? I didn't think so. You would like a copy?
No.
Okay. Using city resources against. I'm sorry? Oh, do you want a copy? I can give you a copy. So, what I do is, I go around suing government officials who violate their laws. I've got the championship belt here to prove it. The Texas Tyrant Slaying Champion. I hope I don't have to come back here. Just do the right thing, Mr. Mayor. Just recognize that you are all a team. Do the right thing, obey the law.
For sure.
Do you see what that says?
Likewise.
I'm offended. I'm offended.
Okay.
Well, be offended.
That one? All right.
Doesn't bother me.
Madam Perkins?
I don't know. Good job.